Hello, everybody. I'm Bianca Trovò. I'm a PhD student in cognitive neuroscience at Sorbonne University, Paris, France.
I'm Nazareno, blockchain engineer.
And we are going to present Untitled, a protocol for open anonymous peer reviews. Our presentation is divided into 3 parts. First, we're going to state the problem and provide a solution for the blockchain system. And then we are going to introduce the implementation of Untitled. And finally, we are going to have a final discussion. As you may know, the peer review process is an essential and necessary process for assessing the quality and validate papers before publication. And here, for example, we report results from a qualitative survey that we ran online among researchers from PhD students level to principal investigators. And as you can see, one of the most recurrent words for the definition of peer review is quality, validity, the fact that the peer review is interpreted as a step that ensures a community standard, and it's a necessary process for high scientific quality. However, the current peer review system presents a lot of flaws. In particular, the system is very slow, and this impacts scientific dissemination. And we think the main reason for that is the fact that there are no proper incentives in the form of a lack of external recognition from the scientific community itself. Also, there are no enough trained reviewers for all the amount of manuscripts that need to be reviewed. And this because the process is top-down, and it's a selective, we can say elective process based on the editor's choice. Another major problem is concerns major vulnerabilities in the system that can compromise the review's quality, such as, and it has already been reported, fraud, misconduct, and social cognitive biases from the reviewers towards the authors. And therefore, the system needs to be validated itself. So reviewers must be reviewed. Some solutions have been proposed to speed up the process and improve it. But so far, for example, in terms of incentives that have been introduced by scientific journals, only the performance is assessed, and only in terms of the quantity of the reviews that are made and not the quality. Another proposal to speed up the process comes from journals consortia and journal independent companies that allow authors to have portable peer reviews, so reviews that are transferable across journals that adhere to this consortia. Increase control. 2 peer review systems have been recently adopted: the double-blind peer review that protects the author's identity, but it still doesn't solve the problem of the black box process of peer review, which is not accessible to the scientific community, and open reports, in which makes reviewers more accountable because we know their identity and they have to sign the reviews, but also more exposed to forms of retaliation. Finally, and this is less common, some services offer reviews of reviews themselves. We think that blockchain could be a viable alternative due to the intrinsic characteristics of decentralization and proof of existence, and the fact that it allows to adopt incentives in the form of token economics. Indeed, in a scientific conversation, recently, for example, we cite the think tank based in Berlin called the Blockchain for Science. It has been appointed that blockchain could be the solution that can bring the scientific research towards open access, open data, and reproducibility. Here with Ant Review, we propose a model in which peer reviews are a community-driven activity. Therefore, instead of having a top-down process where editors select the reviewers, the process is bottom-up, and researchers seek for the paper to review. Therefore, the system is much faster, more transparent, and inclusive. Here we can see the difference between a centralized peer review system and a decentralized one, which is the one we propose. In the centralized system, the authors submit their manuscript to the journal's editors, which handle the manuscript to the appointed reviewers. And in this system, the trust is in the hand of the journals, which guarantee that the process is not corrupted. However, in a decentralized system, there is no need for a third party, and the authors can handle their manuscript to the scientific community itself, which is made of contributors. And contributors volunteer to be either reviewers or to validate the reviews. Moreover, we intend in our model, we intend peer reviews as a public good. This because reviews themselves are a service that is provided to the scientific community, and therefore needs to be retributed. An incentive can happen in the form of tokens. The tokens indeed reflect both the symbolic and the material recognition for the work done by the researchers, and therefore can shape the author's level metrics by measuring the impact factor of researchers, not just based on the citations, but also on other activities such as peer reviewing. And therefore, the system can act as a reputation builder. Here again is a comparison between the current system and the system that we are proposing. In the current system, the value flows only from the authors towards the journals, but only the journals actually get material recognition for their work. In fact, the authors must pay a very high publication fee. However, neither authors or reviewers are actually retributed for their work. In our system, instead, everyone contributes to the value flow, both in a symbolic way and in a material way. So all the members of the system can be retributed with tokens. Finally, we want peer reviews to be open, accountable, but anonymous. This means that we want to combine the two good aspects of the most recent models of peer reviews, which are the double-blind approach and the open report approach. And our idea is to do this, making the platforms act like a version control system through cryptographic hashing, and also by protecting the privacy of the transactions between the agents with the zero-knowledge proof. In this way, we can maintain the anonymity of the members in the community, but making everyone accountable for their contributions. Here we compare the current system again and the answer review system. In the current system, which usually adopts the single blind review approach, the review's identity is masked to the authors. And all the process that happens before the publication is closed to the scientific community. Another option is the double blind approach that we mentioned, where also authors are masked to reviewers. And the other one is the open reports. In any case, the manuscripts are usually not open to the scientific community. In the answer review system instead, everything is available to scientific validation even before publication. But all the members of the community are anonymous. However, their contributions are trackable through IPFS that uses cryptographic hashes.
So for the current iteration, we implemented a fully bounty-like system. The main smart contract ends review and all the logic we need, as well as answer review roles that introduce two roles, issuer and peer reviewer, by leveraging our Open Zeppelin access control module that is used for safe contract development. And as we can see, an agent in the protocol, Alice, an author, can issue an entry review by uploading the paper on IPFS that the contract will timestamp on Ethereum blockchain, and also it will specify other issuer, other authors, as well as an approver and a deadline. And Bob, the reviewer, can fulfill a specific entry review by uploading the file of the peer review on IPFS, submitting before the deadline, and he will receive, if the peer review will be accepted, an amount of ENS as reward. Regarding tokenomics, we introduced a few tokens in the protocol, a native token called ENS that is used to reward peer reviewers for peer reviews, and as well as ZKENS, that is a wrapper into Aztec protocol to allow private transaction between agents. And also we are considering to add DeFi integration like DAI, Chai, and other as well. In detail, as you can see, Alice can issue an entry review. An entry review is a particular object that is between a bounty and a pool, and because he has its own balance, and everybody from the community can contribute by sending ENS. And the process also allow the community to validate peer reviews and establish a rank of the best peer reviews, as we can see. Also, the privacy is achieved by leveraging on Aztec protocol, by wrapping the native token into the protocol, as well as also pseudo anonymity granted by Ethereum addresses. It's pseudo because it can be subjected to data mining and to get the identity of the agent. But regarding Aztec, it allows a fully anonymous interaction. And this is achieved by leveraging on Aztec cryptographic engine that uses homomorphic encryption, as well as zero knowledge proof, specifically Zk Snerks, and in the future Plonk, that allows any asset, any ERC20 token to be wrapped into the system and transferred by a special transaction called join split, by which the agent in the system, Alice and Bob, are anonymous, as well as the transfer amount, in this case 75 ZK DAI. Now I'll show you a quick demo of the current. So this is the user interface. We can claim 10 ends. So we spending okay, and we got 10 ends. Now we can issue an ant review by choosing the paper to upload, as well as the requirements and the approver that can be selected. As well as issuers. We can add another issuer as well, and we can specify a deadline and confirm. And is issued. We can see on Etherscan the event log and review issued. Now we can see on the Explorer, the last one, it's our end review. We can, an example, we can contribute. So like, let's say one ends. Let's confirm. And so we need two transactions, one to approve the amount and the other to contribute. I can see that we can check on Etherscan. And it works. Now, everybody, peer reviewer, so we need to change the accounts, can fulfill the ant review, we can specify a file, a peer review in this case, and we can submit the peer review. And we can check on Etherscan that ant review is fulfilled. Future developments, we will considering adding DeFi services by leveraging on the duration of a peer review that usually is 6 months or more. And these allow, for example, to use DeFi services like MakerDAO or Compound to accrue interest. And by incentivize the agent, the hunters, member of the community to contribute to get back a wrapper of ants representing the accrued interest called Hive. And also we are considering to extend the protocol to a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization, by using ants as a governance token, by which agent of the system, the community, can upvote, downvote peer reviews. And by doing that, they validate the best peer reviews, and based on that, they will get paid.
Finally, if the peer review process becomes community driven, we might require a universal standard for peer reviews. And we consider also some options that have been introduced recently, for example, AI assistant for at least the formal parts of the peer review that could be speed up. Thanks for your attention, and we are happy to receive questions and comments. Finally, we would like to thank the two projects where Ant Review was born and is growing. ETH Turin, which was an hackathon on local impact that was held virtually held in Turin between April 24th and 26th, in which the project was born. And currently, Kernel Gitcoin, which is an incubator that is running for about 2 months, and in which we are participating with the Ant Review.